Well, I've made over 30 films, some of them shorts, features, hour-long docs. I did eight hour-long docs for television. So, I keep moving all over the place in terms of genre and length of films. For me, the most important thing is what the subject is, what idea I have, and then I figure out what form and what genre it's going to take. So I never quite know if it's going to be 10 minutes or if it's going to be 90 minutes. It varies depending on the subject matter. The first film I ever made was an experimental film when I was still going to SVA in New York. It was called The Raw and the Cooked, and it ended up being a short experimental film that was probably about 6 minutes long, or maybe shorter, I don't even know, but it showed at the OK Harris Gallery. I work between film and art. And, sometimes it's like I get frustrated with one, so I move to the other. It has so much to do with, I feel, this sense of reinvention and idealism that I have. In some ways it's been so interesting with this film because I feel like I've, in a way, claimed back some of my childhood. Making the film over the course of 15 years with Ida, in a way, opened me up to be able to look at the past through the eyes of an adult as opposed to the feelings of a child. In terms of filming her, it really started out just as, well, I'm here and I love to film and I want to film her and I want to document the work and her. I think one of the difficult things was she hated to be on camera. She would not talk or be interviewed. But then Egg, the arts show, asked me to do a short piece with her. And so by virtue of doing that interview with her, it kind of opened things up in a different way. But again, I still didn't know that I was making a film. She kept saying to me, oh, you have hours of material, you could make 5 films. And I said, you know what, I do not. Because I am missing the crucial part, which was how you became an artist, what you had to go through, what you had to do to say being an artist and being an independent person is the most important thing that I need to do, otherwise I will die. And when I said that to her, I said, I can't make a film unless you start opening up about that. And then came Documenta. And she finally started to look into her journals and say, maybe this is what I'm going to do for Documenta. And Documenta went up with these, blowing the journals up and, in a way, exposing and, this material that had been secret and hidden and don't open those doors up. And she did. And so in a way, it opened the door to the material that I really needed for the film. She reproduced and blew up the journals, and then actually they were in boxes and people could go through them and look at them and read them. And so it really was saying, here, take them. And in some ways, that's almost like it's such a wonderfully symbolic act, the idea that people were taking, she was giving, they were taking, sharing. And to me, that's what so many of my films are about, is this act of voicing the unheard, of seeing the unseen. And by virtue of doing that, it has a cathartic effect on everyone because it creates a dialogue.